So people, today what I'm going to talk to you about is the three main things that you do not need to worry about if you are someone joining the forces soon. So joining the army, joining the navy, or joining the RAF. These things don't really matter too much. Let's get into them. So as you can see, I'm out on a lovely 8-mile run, and I thought there's no better place to talk about these things than when I'm hanging out my arse. So you're gonna have to bear with it, you're gonna have to listen in, because some of these things do take a little bit of digesting, and some of them may be a bit controversial, but we're gonna get into it anyway. For people that don't know me, my name is Kyle. I used to be in the forces, used to be in the British Army a while back now. Joined in 2011, did 7 years, left the army, helped people get in the army. That's the sort of gist of the story. So I'm going to help you today. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice, a little bit of guidance, and we're going to go for a little run together. So if you're happy to do that, give it a like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Leave a comment if you disagree, or give it a comment if you do agree. So anyone's welcome, really. We're going to get into it now because I'm waffling. Let's go. So the first thing, and probably is the most controversial out of the lot, is going to be fitness. Now, if you are someone that has recently passed Army, Navy or RAF fitness assessments, then you're already at the standard required to get into that specific job role. That is not to say that you stop doing your fitness. It means that you're at the standard, you're ready to go, and you're ready to take on the task of doing the Army, the Navy or the RAF basic training. Now, you've got nothing to worry about if you are at that standard. If you're someone that has done them assessments and then buggered off home, got into bed and not done fitness for 2 months before your start date, then you have got something to worry about. But if you're actually pretty decent and you understand that you need to put in a little bit of effort to get through this training and you keep your standards at the level required, then you've got nothing to worry about. The way the military works now is they have a set plan, a set fitness plan in place to get you from A to B, to get you from that basic standard when you join up to the standard that is required for when you leave your basic training. So as long as you're at that standard when you get to your training, the one that passed that fitness assessment, you have got nothing to worry about. If you want to go beyond that, that's absolutely your prerogative, and I'd probably advise it, to be honest, just to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. But you've got nothing to worry about. If you keep on top of your fitness and you stay at the standard that you passed your fitness assessment with, then you will be cool and good to go, ready to take on the task at hand, which is to get through basic training, of course. Let's talk a little bit about money. The question I get asked quite regularly is, do I need money to go to basic training? Do I need funds? Am I going to need it throughout my basic training to buy anything? Now the answer is no. As long as you have got the kit and equipment that they ask you for, when they give you a kit list at the start of your training, you should be good to go. Now that doesn't say that you might not need to go and get some little bits and bobs from the shop that is on camp. But normally they can give you an advance to pay. So if you're someone that hasn't got the money available, then they can give you an advance out of your pay from the next paycheck, if you know what I mean. So you do not need any money. It is nice just to have a daft 50 quid or something with you, just in case of emergencies, or just in case you get a chance to go to the shops and you want to get yourself some sweets or something daft like that, or if you need to buy a notebook or whatever the case may be. It's good to have emergency funds, but the answer is no, you do not need it. It's not a necessity. Unless it's changed, but back in my day, you didn't. And I assume it is the same now, which is one of the benefits of the military. You just turn up, as long as you've got the kit that they ask you for, you're good to go. They provide you with everything, which leads us perfectly on to the next wing. Now, the last and final thing is going to be kit and equipment. So your Garmin watches, your Apple watches, your running shoes, everything that benefits your running and makes it a little bit easier. You'll be happy to know that you're not allowed to use them, as far as I'm aware. You're definitely not allowed to use your trainers. You get given them, you get issued some that are purpose built. You get indoor ones and outdoor ones that you'll do all your running and exercising. So you don't need your Asics, you don't need your Nikes, you don't need anything like that. You'll get given some daft shoes from the military that help you get through your basic training. You don't have to wear them for the rest of your career. You can actually use your own as you get through into your regiment or your battalion, whatever the case may be, and use your own stuff. Same with watches. Watches, I'm not 100% sure. You're allowed to wear like a normal non-GPS watch. I'm not sure what the Army stand is on Garmin Apple watches at the moment. It's probably a no, because you can calculate where you are and whatnot, and you can use it to track paces and all that sort of stuff. So I believe them sorts of things, all your Gucci kit, as we call it in the military, all your good stuff, the stuff that actually benefits you and is really good, you're not allowed to use in basic training. You have to use the bare bones, and you just follow the lead of the PTIs when you go on runs, etc. So you don't need Garmin watches, Apple watches, whatever you use to track your runs, you do not need them. And you do not need any good trainers or anything like that. Now, one thing I would advise getting, and one thing that you can use, is like Lycra shorts. If you're someone that gets chafe between your legs, we called it fat man's rub, you get like chafing between your legs and it hurts like a motherfucker when you're running, I would definitely get some sort of Lycra shorts or like running tights or something like that you can stick under your combats or stick under your running shorts for when you are doing your PT. I think as long as they're not visible, you're fine, but it just will help with chafage if you're someone that gets that sort of problem. I know I did, because I was a little fatty. I still get it now, to be honest, sometimes, so I wear them all the time. And obviously when you're out on exercise and stuff like that, they're really beneficial in terms of just keeping you comfortable from day to day. So that's the only thing I would advise getting in terms of like good kit and equipment, some nice running tight shorts that are not going to be visible when you've got your military shorts on. And that's it. That's all you can do, guys. It's a bit of a shame that you can't use Apple watches, stuff like that, but they strip you back to the bare bones, and that's it until you get to your regiment or into phase 2 and things like that. Right, people, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, comments, likes, subscribes, and do it down below. I'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.